want to see who's there. At least change the participants. And okay, we good. All right. I want to see. Okay, give me a sec, yo. We good. All right. For some reason, we're going to start off with some technical difficulties. For some reason, we're going to start off. Jeez. Okay, hold on a second, guys. All right, hold on. Time out. Time out. Whoa. Alright. Let me know if this is better, guys. Okay. I think I fixed it now. Okay, let me just wait. Wait a little bit, see how it is. Let me guys know. Yeah. Hey, technically, can I get copyrighted for this song? I think we're good now. Okay. I'd want to say we're good. But, yeah, I'll just take a sip real quick. Okay. Okay, so I think we're good now. So I kind of fixed the problem. I accidentally made two audio captures, if that makes sense. I don't know how that happened, but it's gone now. So let's jump into this. So what the hell is this? I just picked random people, I swear. Okay, you guys saw it. Okay. Hey, don't judge, guys. Okay, don't judge. Okay. Off stream, I'm doing another project on the side, so I'll give you a hint. Okay. It's VR, but I'm not telling you what game it is. Okay. It's still a long way. It's still in the works, but I'm still messing around with my stuff, seeing how it's gonna be. But let's just get into this, shall we? Y'all came here for a reason, okay? And I'm here to deliver, as some would say. And here he comes. Okay, so yeah, we got Seamus coming in. So, yeah, story time. Something I've been thinking about doing way before I started streaming on YouTube. What the heck is this? I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna just try to ignore Peter over there. So, we're gonna discuss about when I was a teenager. Okay, I was like in 8th grade, heading into my freshman year of high school. So, a little bit of a backstory. All right, I'm gonna. I don't want to give out and dox the people's names in there, so I'm just go by wrestling, some wrestlers. Okay, so I have my little cousins. Okay, I'm pretty sure Jose will kind of figure out who it is, but we'll call one of them Christian. Okay. Now Christian, he lived across the street from where I was living with at the time. Okay. And then I have another cousin as well. So okay, Christian was on my dad's side of the family. Okay. Now I have another cousin who lived with me at the time. Okay. We're gonna throw in. Let's go with Bubba Ray. Okay. So we have our own friend group. Okay, Christian, Bubba Ray, and I. All right. And in our friend group, we were friends with like some kids in the street. Now me being the oldest by like a few years, everyone else was like around 6th, 7th grade, I would say, and I'm like 8th grade, you know, so we're like a few years apart. One of the friends is gonna be called Santos Escobar. Okay, he lived a few houses down from where Christian and I were at. And Bubba Ray's best friend, we're gonna call him Devon, okay, because they're best friends. So every day after school, this is back in like 2016, we would hang out every day after school when we're done with our homework. We're just messing around, chilling, playing some football. Okay, we have football, we play basketball, but there was this one lady. Okay, so she was pretty much the Karen of the street. And by Karen, she was really obnoxious, but somewhere down the line, she was somehow related to Christian. Okay? I think it was through like in-laws or something, but they know each other. Okay? And the Karen, oh look, Santos Escobar's right there. He just came in the rumble. So, the Karen, this is before the whole Karen name was big as well. So we called her Granny, okay? And the reason why we called her Granny was because back at the time there was this one PC game called Granny. It's like a horror game or whatever, right? And so pretty much she would go snooping and try to come in every time I was saying we're being too loud, you know, we're being reckless, we're playing with the football, we're playing aggressive. But it's like, dude, we're playing two-hand touch, okay? Now, Granny, she has, I believe they're her grandkids. I don't know. But she would babysit them pretty much almost every day. Now, her kids, her grandkids, they were like really little. Like, I'm talking about like kindergarten, 1st grade. It was one boy and one girl, okay? And somewhere down the line, Christian knows them, but I don't know how. I don't think they're related. Excuse me. So, let me try to get this straight. So, the boys and I, we would love to play football, and she comes over saying, "Hey, I see you kids are playing football. Is it okay if one of my grandkids could play?" Okay, the little boy. And we're like, sure, but like we'll try to be careful because it is football. And you say we do play rough. Now, mind you, we're all teens, okay? and she's over here wanting a little boy like 5 years old, and she like babies him. And I'm not gonna blame her. He's a little kid. He's 5 years old. You know, Christian. He is notoriously known in the group. He's pretty much like the Kevin Nash of the group. Okay, if this is like the NWO, he's pretty much the heater. He's the big guy. You know, he's your Kevin Nash. And whenever we need backup or anything, we always go to him, and he's pretty much like the big guy. He always plays rough when it comes to football, even when we tell him multiple times, it's just two-hand touch, bro. Like, chill. So, the kid plays, we know we're playing or whatever, and it's like not even the first 5 minutes. Immediately then, what does Christian do? He literally grapples around him, hugs him, and tries to freaking, like, hit an Arn Anderson spine bust on him. And I'm like, yo, like, Chris, like, Christian, like, chill. You know, like, he's just a kid. And we hear Granny, no, what are you doing? She gets up, walks to us, because we're playing on the street. She gets up from her porch like she's Vicky Guerrero, trying to get everyone's attention with the whole excuse me. And I remember, I don't know why, but she had her car keys. And she was like, what are you boys doing with him? I told you guys just to play football, not to hurt him. And mind you, Santos Escobar, he's like, well, I'm going to try to make this clean, okay? Because Santos Escobar, he was pretty much, he had a sailor mouth, okay? And he was pretty much saying, well, if you knew we played rough, why would you let your grandson play with us in the first place? So she was shocked because he talked back, okay? And she was like, well, young man, since you guys are the only kids on the street, you're the only ones that he could play with. Now, Devon, he was like, well, but still though, like, we're gonna try our best to make sure he's okay. But at the same time, like, do keep in mind, we're twice his age. And we're a little bit 3 times his age because I'm almost like 15 at the time. You know, I think I was 15. I don't remember. You know, it's crazy because this was almost 10 years ago. And I remember living at this place at the time. But that was one of the instances with Granny. Now, another story with Granny. And let me backtrack a little bit. The grandkid, you know, I felt bad for him because he wanted to play with us. You know, he wanted to play with the big kids. And I don't blame him because when I was little, I was like that with Jose and his friend groups. Every time when it was his birthday party and, you know, they were going to do their own thing, I always wanted to play with them, okay, and just hang out. Now, another story with Granny, okay? So, for us boys, there was these group of girls, okay? And Christian, again, him being the Kevin Nash, he's the heater. He would literally act tough and just try to pick a fight with anyone that he sees, okay? Now, the girls, I don't remember their names, okay? But there was 3 of them, okay? One of them, okay, no. I think there was 3 or 4 of them, but there was one where there were sisters, and there was one that was a friend that lived next to them, okay? Now this friend, her dad, looked like, I kid you not, he looked like the teacher, the crazy teacher from The Incredibles, okay? And Jose knows who I'm talking about. He knows who it is. Oh my gosh. But we're just gonna call him The Incredibles crazy teacher, okay? Now he was a big time Cowboys fan, okay? And me being a Niner fan, he would always, like, you know, talk trash about my team because this is at the time where we were, like, really awful. But then again, his Cowboys, I mean, they're not far behind as well. So we would always play football with him as well, and he was kind of a little bit immature, you know. I would say so. Like David Arquette, apparently he acts childish. Um, but there was this one instance where the group of girls, they used to live in this one house, but they decided to buy like a plot of land which was next to their house. Okay? And so they build a house over there and they live there instead, while their old house is literally next door but nobody lives in it. Okay? Now I don't know why they did that, and honestly I really don't care. But in between that plot of land, their new house, next door is their friend's house, the one with the crazy teacher from The Incredibles, if that makes sense. Okay? Now this street was only a one-way end street, so where when you drive in, if you want to get out, you have to make a U-turn. Okay? It's like Grove Street from GTA San Andreas. It's only a one street. If you want to get out, you gotta go where you came from. That's literally what it is, and we live near where the GTA house, or the San Andreas house was. Okay? Now, I had some funny moments with the crazy teacher. The boys did as well, but he pretty much acted like a man-child. Okay? Now, the sisters, they have a dad. Well, their dad, he was really obnoxious. He was that one neighbor to where back in like those old like 80s movies, 90s movies, those teen movies where there's always that one kid on the street with the drum set and they're playing loud drums and it doesn't even sound good. Every single night, I kid you not, he's playing with the drums in this garage, the door wide open, and you could just hear him trying to play some beats and everything, and it just sounds like it was so bad. Okay, if you want to know how bad, think of Vince Russo's theme song in WCW when it was a straight up ripoff of the Black Sabbath Iron Man theme. Okay, it tries to sound like it, but it was just so off. Like, honestly, I think he was the Jim Johnson for WCW ripping off other songs. That's how bad it sounded. And it was so annoying because we all got to go to school the next morning. People got to go to work, and we just hear that. And I'm surprised no one's called the cops on that guy for a noise complaint because it was just so dang loud. So anyways, with the drummer dad, so since they bought a plot of land and they made their new house, their house is already built, the new one. Okay? Their old house is just sitting there. Okay? And I don't know what he was thinking, but him and the crazy teacher, dad, they're both cool. They're both friends. And I don't know why. Looking back, I don't know why this was a good idea. But since their old house is sitting there, they still own the house. They still own it. But they're letting everybody, like all the kids, go in there. And I remember now. So they let us use their old house as to hang out because the granny, the Karen, would always say we're so loud on the street. So they said, you know what, you can just play in our backyard. There's like at least almost 10 kids in the backyard. And one day, so that old house, we called it the Bat Cave. Okay, I remember Bubba Ray and Devon, they both called it the Bat Cave, and ever since then it just stuck with ever since. So usually for the Bat Cave, we would. This was back at the time where video games was barely becoming more multiplayer, I guess. Like more multiplayer games than single player games, I would say. Before, like, you know, the whole Warzone came out, the Fortnite, the Apex, like all those games came out. So we were still hanging out outside. And not only that, but no one had the newer consoles. Everyone still had like the older ones. But one day it starts raining, and we're like, man, like, I gotta go back inside, like, we're gonna get sick. But no, the dads were like, you know what? Because they would also hang out with us too. You know what? Like, let's all like go inside and then we'll just hang out, So we're all in the house, okay? Mind you, the dads are there, okay? We're there too. The whole boys, everyone's in the house. Literally, everyone's in the house. We're all just, I don't know what we were doing. We're just looking around like, wow, like, this is your guys' old house, Christian's over here, making fun of the girls or whatever, trying to pick a fight, with just anyone. Granny comes over to the house, okay, to the old house, and for some reason she has a flashlight, okay, and then she has her phone in her hand, okay, and she's shining the flashlight across the yard, and she starts stepping on the property. So she shines out the window, through all the windows, and she's talking to the cops. Apparently, we're breaking in the home. Now, the dads, they come out, and we're like, what's going on? They're asking her. She's like, well, I saw some kids hanging around inside. They're breaking in your guys' home. And they're like, no, we let them in. We're all hanging out. We were playing games. I think we were playing tag. It was a variation of tag called infection, to where once you're you're the tagger, and if you tag someone else, they're also on your side, and so there's last one standing. The reason why I called it infection was because of this one game mode in Halo. Okay? And so that's what we were doing. And then we all went outside. And lo and behold, one cop car shows up. Okay? We explain the situation, and it's literally like a cliche kids movie where the cop knows the person that called, So I'm like, bro, like, are you for real? Like, Granny knows the cop, and they're trying to get us in trouble. And the cop, I can just tell he's tired of his job. Like, ma'am, you need to stop. They're just kids. Let them play. Not only that, but the homeowners, their dad, they said it's okay. They're the ones that unlocked the place in the first place. So he leaves. Christian, trying to pick a fight with Granny. He always does this every time. We're just kids, and he always wants to pick a fight and just start an argument. Okay? And so his older brother, our cousin, would try to come out and try to give a name. Well, anyways, he's not really important. But it's just the fact that she always tries to call us out. Now, one day, the boys and we were in the Batcave, okay? Again, everybody hung out there to the point where some of them would bring in snacks and, like, stock up. And we'll just chill there, eat some snacks, just talk about random stuff, some games or whatever and whatnot, Wait, Joe Hendry? Oh yeah, I downloaded him. My bad, I'm getting off topic. So, Granny comes back, okay? And I was in this phase where I really loved the Batman Arkham games, okay? And I love those games to death. I love the Arkham games so much that the boys and I, we would like reenact sneaking around whenever Granny was around, and also the Granny game. So she comes back one day, same scenario, flashlight and everything. We're hiding from the windows as if it's an episode of The Walking Dead, trying to get caught from the walkers or The Last of Us, and she's on the phone again. And Christian, I could just look on the face, and the look, he's the crazy one of the group. He always wants to start something, and I look at him and I'm like, hey, like, don't get her attention, don't get her attention. And he's looking at me like he wants to yell out something out loud. So what does he freaking yell at? Granny, we're not inside. He's literally Like, he also reminds me, the Kelso from that '70s show. He reminds me of Michael Kelso. You know, because again, they say the random things, and sometimes like they're just. We have to stop them from making making them look like a fool. So, we're inside, mind you. The windows, they're closed shut and all that. And I could just hear her stop, turn around. I hear those boys in there. Listen, gets the phone and literally, she gets the phone and points it towards the window. And Santos Escobar goes around Christian, grabs him by the mouth, and like whispering in his ear, "Don't you say anything else. We're gonna get in trouble. Like, what are we gonna do because of you? Think what your brother's gonna do. Like, just shut up. Just shut up." And I'm over here. I'm trying so hard not to laugh because just the way how he was grabbing him. And on top of that, the Dudleys, they're off to the corner. They're about to like sneak out in a different room. Okay. She leaves. We wait a few more minutes, and we all get out. Right? We all get out safe and sound. We didn't get caught. Okay. We decided to play football again. Okay. Football is usually the go-to game. Christian's the quarterback, and I'm telling him, I'm like, "Hey, don't go crazy. You know, like, you almost got in trouble with Granny. You know." And he's like, "Man, I'll send Granny a message. I'll send her a message not to mess with us." And I'm like, "Chris, like, don't. We're just playing football, bro. Like, chill out." Oh, Jake's a snake. So the man literally, well, the kid technically, he grabs the football, okay, and he takes off running. And you know, we're all trying to get him. You know, trying to like tag him out. You know. So I try to I knew he was gonna do something crazy, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna bear hug him, wrap my arms around him, so he won't do anything stupid. So I give him credit for this move. I try to grab him, but he did a spin move, okay? And I'm not gonna lie, like, I don't want to sugarcoat it, you know, but I thought I was pretty decent playing football on the street. Sometimes Jose would play as well, because he was working at the time. He juked me and he did a spin move, you know, like as if he was Barry Sanders. And I'm like, you know, fair play. But as he spin, he slips, falls forward to Granny's car, and I kid you not, okay, I might be older than him, but the kid was bigger than me, he was taller than me, okay? The best comparison I would put it, again, he's Diesel, I'm Shawn Michaels. Okay, the height difference. Okay? And he falls, and honestly, I think he actually slipped. I don't think he meant this, but he slipped, hit the side of her bumper, the front bumper, and the alarm starts going off. And her car, it was like an old minivan, like probably from like 99, you know, like late 90s, early 2000s. And you know those alarms back in the day where it just makes those weird like beeping noises, like when it's like really sensitive? It was like that, like those type of cars. And Christian gets up, lo and behold, there's a dent on the car. If I can get my cousin Bubba Ray, he will guarantee that that happened. So we're all like, "Bro, are you for real?" So we all just ran away, dipped him, let him be as it is, because we're tired of this. So we all go our separate ways. Since Bubba lives with me, we're by the front door, you know, at our patio, the driveway, I would say. And we could just hear Granny, "What did you do now, Christian? Every day there's something going on with you. Let us be in peace." And for granted, I agree with her on this instant, because he didn't need to do this. So she's like, "You know what? I'm going to go to your house," because he was living with his grandpa at the time, "and explain to him, what have you done?" So she's walking over there, and I could just be like, "Oh my gosh, I remember She knocks on the door, and mind you, she's loud, and his family is kind of loud. And I can just, I heard his older brother open the door, and he's like, "What did he do now?" So we didn't hear anything. They're talking. She goes inside. Okay. A few minutes goes by. Christian's walking to us in the front, in our front yard. We're talking, and I'm like, "Dude, you're probably gonna be grounded." You know. His older brother comes out, yells out his name, and we're like, "Well, that's your call." He goes over there, and lo and behold, he was in trouble, and he was grounded. We're like, she's walking back out, and she sees us. She comes up to us, and I don't know why. Okay, Bubba Ray had nothing to do. Bubba had nothing to do with any of this, and she's blaming him, saying, "This is what happens when you hang out with him. You're a bad influence on him." And I'm like, whoa, don't tell him that. Like, he didn't do anything. You know, he didn't do anything at all. Matter of fact, he was the one who's probably the farthest away from us. You know, we're just playing football. Another story that happened with Granny. Okay. Man, I don't even know if I should say this. So, another instance, that's what happened with Granny. I think this was around the time when I first met her. Cause I've seen her around, but I never really had a conversation with her. Okay. Now, out of everyone in the group, I was probably the more like respected. Like, I talk respective towards her. You know. But with me, it's like, hey, I'm just trying to be cool with everyone. Okay? I'm trying to be a team player. She invites all the kids into her backyard because it was one of her grandkids' birthday. And I believe it was the boy as well. And so she takes us to the back, and she needed help with the basketball hoop that she bought him. She just needed help standing it up, because apparently she had one of her kids, the parents to the grandkids, set it up, but they just needed help like standing it up straight. So we all go in the back, and that backyard was padded down everywhere. Like, if you were to fall, you're literally not gonna like get hurt, you know. And I'm like, you know what, respect, you know, it's the kids, they're little, you know, think about the children. But Christian's there, and he sees, you know, all their toys, and he always called her Granny, okay, which is why everybody else called her Granny as well. I never called her Granny to her face. Plankton won? Okay. So, we made Christian lift up the basketball hoop. Okay? Because we've heard stories about Granny. We've heard her how she treats him. So, I think it was just me and the Dudleys. Santos Escobar wasn't there. We all agreed, hey, let Christian do most of the work, so there's no heat between them two, you know? So we did. We let him do it. He was strongly against it because we didn't help him. But he picked up the thing, and she was happy. She's like, "Oh, thank you so much, Christian. You know, if you keep this up, you're gonna be a young man that everyone's gonna respect." And Christian, he talks before he thinks, or speaks before he thinks, and he's like, "Well, everyone respects me as it is, you know." and he's being a little bit arrogant, because he did lift up the hoop by himself, which it was a really nice basketball hoop actually. For a little kid, like that kid ain't got no business using that hoop. It had the clear glass as if it was like a regulation NBA hoops. But obviously the setting was set to the lowest. And honestly, I don't even think the kid can reach it. So somewhere along the ways, okay, I remember so vividly. They're talking, and I turn my back, and I'm talking to the little kid. It's his birthday. Devon and I were talking to him, saying, like, hey, like, happy birthday. You got this. Like, that's really cool. Like, I'm actually kind of jealous. I told him, like, hey, like, this is a really good birthday present. I'm trying to make the kid happy. And out of nowhere, like, I'm just overhearing an argument. And I'm like, I turn around, and I'm like, Chris, what are you doing now? They're arguing, okay? And now, Christian, he was, like, I've never seen him so upset. He's always angry, but he's never upset, okay? Let me make that clear. Honestly, he looked like he was, like, wanted to cry, but in an angry way, And I've never seen this from him. Never. And I feel like that event made him dislike her even more. With her, she was just trying to make sure everyone's okay and safe. But the way how she wants it to go, she wants it her way to where you can't have fun playing. Pretty much what I'm trying to say is, think of the NFL. She's literally like the refs. She won't let them play it out. She won't let them have fun, or the NBA refs, because in the NBA, it's not as physical as it was in the 2000s, Just one little tap, oh, flagrant. That's a flagrant foul. It's like that, okay? Football's a different sport, but he's storming out and he's cussing her out. Now, when I mean cussing, I'm talking about, like, Jim Cornette. There's words like, mind you, he's younger than me. There's words I didn't even know that existed. And now, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say those bad words, because it's, obviously it's bad. But I'm just like, what? Like, I'm sorry. Start over, Chris. And hold on. Just add another game. Let's do some war games. Wait. Give me a sec. Oh, hold on a second, y'all. There it is. I'm still learning 2K. Okay. Now. Yeah, we're gonna click. Oh, no, I do not want to quit. I'm just gonna put random people there. You can't even see Roman. So anyways, I go up to Granny and I'm like, what happened? The boys, they went to go calm Christian down, and I'm talking to Granny and I'm like, hey, like, what happened? What's going on? And she was saying how, like, if he's good enough, he's gonna get a basketball hoop like that. And Christian was saying, well, I can just go to your guys' backyard and borrow it and just play use it. She's like, well, you can, but you gotta get permission from your grandpa, and your grandpa's not gonna like it that you're using stuff that's not even yours. And Christian fired back saying, well, technically we're family, so we have to share things as it is. And the whole point, she was trying to make him understand that, like, this is just for the little kids, for the grandsons, all that. And it's them only, and no one else can use it. So Christian fired back saying, well, he's too young to use that hoop in basketball. He's not even gonna reach it. What's the whole point? Sorry, it's because of I thought I show speed in the Rumble. And so Christian was saying how apparently he's tired of how she's treating him, and so he started calling her out. He's short-tempered, and like he's really short-tempered. So he just storms out, causing a whole scene and whatnot. And I'm like, okay, you know, there's some points where the Karen is not a bad person. She's just trying to look out for her grandkids. You know, I'm not gonna blame her for that. She's just trying to watch her grandkids, make sure they're having fun and whatnot. So I go up to Christian and I tell him, hey, tell me your part of the story, like what happened. So I want to make sure both sides are the same. And no, apparently Christian was saying how somehow he was telling her like we should like come over, the boys, and play basketball with the little kid. I forgot to put doink. And now she was saying how that's never gonna happen because we always break her stuff. And he was saying, no, we don't break the stuff, it's just the kids don't know how to use it. Christian doesn't make any sense, and honestly on this one I think the Karen was telling the truth, because Christian just says anything just because pretty much he's like Hulk Hogan, where he wants things to evolve around him. Yeah. So for this story, Granny apparently was treating Christian wrong and kicking him out and trying to pretty much say how he's not welcome to hang around and how I don't know. There's a few more Granny stories for sure. But those are the big ones that I could think of. The biggest one being when everybody was at the Batcave. I'll never forget that one. There was another story with the boys where we would play Infection. Okay. Now, wait, am I actually playing? Oh wow, I am. Can I just change the settings? Okay. We're good, guys. Let me take a drink. Sorry guys, that was a Baja Blast. No, so another story. Back with the boys. Now, this one doesn't really have Granny included. She does make an appearance. So we're playing Infection, but it's a different variation called Hide and Seek Infection. Okay. Now, I mean, it's in the name. It's hide and seek, but like tag in the game. Keep in mind, I'm like 13, 14 years old, and for me, video games wasn't as big. It didn't play a huge part until like now, because literally I love video games. Up on the shelf is just almost all the controllers I own, because I still have more. But we're playing not only just with the boys, but with the group of girls as well, and with the dads as well. So there's like 12 people playing. Okay. Now, Granny comes out and she wants her grandkids to play. Both of them, the boy and the girl. The girl was way younger. She had to be in preschool. And the dads were like, hey, you know, I don't think it's a good idea for the little girl to play with us, you know, because we're all bigger and we don't want her to get hurt. She's like, well, then you guys should do your best at not being too rough. So the boys and I agreed that, like, hey, we're not going to go after them. We don't want them to get hurt. We don't want to hear from Granny. So it's getting late. The sun's starting to go down. Okay. Now the limits that we played. The farthest house in the street from where we're at the Batcave, and the farthest is uh, Devon Dudley's house. Okay, Devon's is the farthest house there is in the street out of the group. Okay, usually we'll hang out in my backyard, Christian's backyard, but that one's a whole different story. Christian's backyard, and then there's Devon Dudley's backyard. Okay, now Devon's probably the nicest backyard, you know, because he had grass. Everyone else, they had dirt, you know. And I think it was because his dad was a landscaper, I think, and he was really good with like grass and stuff. But it was nice, you know. It was nice, a little nice Bermuda grass. But for hide and seek infection, we would play in everybody's backyards. Okay, everybody's, but usually not mine because we were the only ones to have dogs. Okay. Well, and the girls, we never hung out in their backyard because they also have dogs. But mine, Chihuahua. Them, I'm talking about like a bulldog, and I'm like, nah, like we're not gonna go back there, you know. So the Batcave was usually the go-to spot. We would hide inside the backyard and in the front. Okay. When it comes to hide and seek infection, I like to style my game over Kofi Kingston, and whenever he was in the Rumble, where when he would try to get eliminated, he would be really creative, like from him jumping onto the announcer table, using the chair to come back in, or using the barricade and jumping onto the steel steps, you know, just being really creative. With me, I try to be creative and find unusual hiding spots that nobody would find. So in the game, you're hiding. Someone finds you, they have to tag you. Once they tag you, then you're also a secret. Okay, and you have to tag them. So, Granny and her grandkids are playing. Okay? Well, Granny's not playing, but she's watching. She always said chaperoning. She's always chaperoning it. And making sure everyone's okay. So she was like unofficially the referee. Okay? So the boys and I, we pretty much avoided them. We don't want them to get hurt. But obviously, it didn't work out because Granny was like, you guys are not even playing with them. Play with them to be nice. Don't make them cry. Now, again, I did feel bad for the grandkids. They did want to play, but they're way too young. They're way too young. Like, I know Christian's going to play rough. Devon, he likes to play rough as well. But he ain't no New Jack compared to freaking Christian over there. So, I decided to hide in one round in a trash can. Now, it wasn't my trash can. It was the Batcave's trash can, which is empty. Okay? Because no one uses it. Okay? Now, technically, it is one of the girls' trash cans, but they never use it. Okay? They have way too many. They never use this one. Okay? Now, I asked them. I'm like, hey, in future references, let me have one of the trash cans. Go ahead. Now, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. You know, I probably watched some Scooby-Doo, got some ideas. So I hid in the trash can, and there was just one trash bag. Just one little trash bag. Okay? On the ground. Or inside, I should say. I pop in there, I jump in, and I'm in there for the entire round. I won the game. Okay? So usually when you're the last one standing, the people have the option to look for you, or they just say, hey, we give up, you win. Now, everyone says, hey, we give up, you know, because we know you're gonna hide somewhere crazy. So I jump out of there, and it smells, by the way. It really smelled. It smelled so bad, and it's just one bag, and it just smells. So I climb out of there, And I'm like, damn, like I won. Like, hey. Now, Bubba was like, dude, were you hiding that trash can? I'm like, yeah, I just got out of it and it smells. And the crazy dad, was like, yeah, you know why it smelled? I'm like, no, why? He's like, oh, well, I ran over a cat and it died, so I just put it in there in a black bag. And I'm just like, really? I asked you. I asked you if it's okay. And you let me go in there. And he was like, well, you didn't ask what was inside. So I get my flashlight out, shine it in there. I do see the black bag again. And I'm like, you know what? It probably is the cat. And I just remember I stank for the rest of the night. Okay? Now, there was nights where I would come back and I would smell. You can ask Jose right now in the chat. And I would smell. Okay? Because I was just that dedicated and into hiding. But the fact that I stepped on a dead cat for over 20 minutes, knowing afterwards, I felt sick to my stomach. Obviously, it's a dead cat. Okay? So Granny sees me climb out of there. Ew. You really climbed out of there? You were hiding there the entire time? And mind you, this is right before, you know, the crazy teacher from The Incredibles' dad. He told me. I'm like, yeah. Ugh. You guys are just nasty. And I'm just like, excuse me? She's like, well, you guys are always doing something weird. Like, you and you kids, like, you guys are just weird. Can't you just be normal? And I remember specifically, Devon was like, well, usually with kids, when they're adventurous, they want to explore stuff and do stuff that, like, they've never done yet. Pretty much, we're like a bootleg version of the Goonies, if that makes sense. We like to go on adventures. The Batcave. But a big thing about the group, everybody was a ribber. Everybody. The biggest ribber is probably my cousin Bubba, Devon, and surprisingly, not me. I wasn't the craziest ribber, but whenever they would pull a rib, I'm telling you, they would pull a rib. It's not even funny. So, while we're playing hide and seek infection, okay, they told me, okay, the best ribber was Bubba, okay, Devon was the more creative, but when they both pull a rib together, it's not even funny. It's not even funny. You're literally walking in to there's no words. There's literally no words, guys. Wait, team on their own friends. Oh, because they got Ronaldo. So, they won with Ronaldo. That's crazy. So one round of hide and seek infection. Okay. This was a different game, by the way. This was a different day. Different day. Give me a sec, guys. Just gonna put the chamber in, just cause, you know, I mean, we're getting ready for. I know it's random, guys. uh, so there was this one rib, okay, where Devon. Oh my gosh. I kid you not. He used his, I believe it was his older sister's phone. Called Pizza Hut. Okay? 10 boxes. I'm being for real. 10 boxes. At first it was 10. And get those 10 boxes of pizzas delivered to Christian's house. And Christian, his family loved pizzas. And when I mean love, I'm talking about they would go to Little Caesars because that was the closest pizza towards our house. And they would order like 5 boxes. Again, you can ask Jose in the chat, of course. And literally every Friday they would buy pizza and they would bring it home. And Christian always comes out with one slice, as if he's a Jonathan Coachman in WrestleMania 21. The whole movie trailers of JBL and John Cena. Oh my gosh, I forgot what that movie was called, but it was where it's like, I want the truth, and he's like, you can't handle the truth. He always comes out with the slice, and he just tries to rub it in our face, saying, "Oh, pizza's the best thing," and whatnot. Well, no. Devon called in 10 boxes immediately. Immediately, we know this is a prank. He's like, okay, well, fine. If you won't give us 10, then give us 5. Okay? It's a Friday. Give us that and some wings. Okay? Gives Christian's address. Yeah, A Few Good Men. That's what it was. Thanks, dude. So, he calls in pizza and some wings. And honestly, dude, I can go for that right now. Anybody loves that. Everybody loves pizza and wings. But Pizza Hut, probably one of the most expensive pizzas in our area. And the fact that he called in 5 boxes along with some wings, it's like, yo, it's a lot of money. So the guy comes in, the delivery guy, goes over there, knocks on Christian's door, and I can just hear his older brother, Christian's older brother, what? I'm sorry, I didn't understand. We didn't order that. And he's like, wait 1 second, I think I know who it is. So he yells out his name, and we could just hear, Christian's not with us, but we can hear him, did you order all this pizza? We don't have any money to pay all this. It's Pizza Hut. We like Little Caesars. Why would you do that? We don't eat this. And mind you, Devon, we're in front of their house, and we could just hear what's going on. Devon's just cracking up, and they ended up paying for the pizza. Okay. Christian comes out with a slice of pizza. You guys want some? No, we're good. We heard you like pizza. And he's like, I didn't order pizza. Oh, my sister's. He's eating. Devon, I ordered it. And he's like, no, you didn't. He's like, yeah, I did. You can ask them. And I'm like, hey, wasn't my idea. So Christian's older brother comes out. Hey, I overheard what you guys said. Is this true? Because this isn't funny. This isn't funny at all. And immediately I'm like, wasn't me. And I just start laughing. I'm like Dumb and Dumber. Do you remember that one part in Dumb and Dumber, guys, where they're in the dining room scene with Seabass, and they throw the salt shaker at him, and he's like, which one of you guys did it? And Jim Carrey's over here pointing at Harry, You know, he's just pointing at Jeff Daniels like he did it, man. That was me. I'm just like, hey, that was him. That wasn't me, bro. Like, do you know, man? As a cousin, I'm not that messed up to do that. So it was a funny rib. It's like one of those ribs where you had to be there to see it. You had to be there because it was really funny. But no, a crazier rib though that not Devon but my cousin Bubba has done. We went into Christian's backyard. And my God, there was so much stuff back there. It was like there was so much junk back there. Not junk, but there was a lot of stuff. It was like a maze. I've never seen a lot of stuff in the backyard. It was a lot. So we thought it'd be funny. Well, Bubba thought it'd be funny. I don't know why they had one in the first place, but they had a fire extinguisher. Okay. Usually, whenever we would pull ribs, it's always on Christian. I'm thinking about it. It was either on Christian or me. But no, this one was another one on Christian. We decided to play hide and seek infection. I remember. No one wanted to go hide in his backyard, but Christian's always saying, "Hey, you guys can go hide in my backyard." We're like, no, like we don't. Now, technically, you can probably win every round in his backyard, but we just know for a fact that it's a cheat code because there's just so much. There's so much options to choose from, and it's not fair. You're gonna be stuck there for at least 20 minutes looking for someone, you know? So we play hide and seek infection in his backyard. Okay. Now Devon wasn't there, but Santos Escobar, Bubba Ray, and I were there, and Christian, of course, because it's his house. This was like the very few times we go, but this was my first time going. Okay. I go into his backyard and I'm just surprised because of how much stuff is back there. I'm talking about you have a boat, an old boat, a few cars back there that are worn out. And this is a big backyard, mind you. But again, it's just crowded with all this stuff. And the stuff, it does look pretty cool, I might say, you know. The boat was pretty cool. But we just couldn't get on top. We couldn't get inside because it was high up. It was like on a trailer thing, I would say. We just couldn't get up there. That and plus Christian did say we're not allowed to be in there. And I don't blame him. It was a nice boat. There was this one mini trailer, like that you hook to the back of your car. It was like a really small one. I would say about the size of like 3 porta potties, I would say. It was really tiny. And the 3 of us, we go in there. Okay? Usually when you would play hide and seek infection, you would be on the street. Okay? Well, not literally on the street, but you have to be in the street at this one area where there was like a street like lamp pole, and you would just count from there, you know? So we all went into there, and I don't know where I was going. I was almost lost. So we go inside that one mini trailer thing, and there's a mini seat. There's an area that you can sit in. There's a few cabinets and whatnot, and there's a small table. So we're all sitting at this one like table area, you know, and there's like these screen windows. There's a window and the screen window, so that makes sense. We locked the door, obviously, and oh, here's George. There was a fire extinguisher, and honestly, it was really old, really old. Okay. Now the place was kind of beat up. The inside, the mini trailer, honestly, it looked like it was abandoned. There was a few spider webs. There's probably like at least 1 or 2 black widows in there, you know. But really dusty. I remember because Santos Escobar was sneezing like a storm. So Bubba finds the fire extinguisher, and we're all looking out through the window from the gate that you can see if you're gonna enter, the side gates of the house. So it's been like 5 minutes. I haven't heard anything. Okay. Another minute or two goes by. It's like 7 minutes now. Christian's nowhere to be seen. So one of us like, hey, one of us has to go out there. And we're gonna find Christian. Well, Bubba thought it'd be a good idea and say, hey, try to lure him in. I got a fire extinguisher. Let's use it on him. Now, with me, I'm thinking, hey, he's probably gonna do the whole fire extinguisher spot in WWE, where you're by the apron, you're going under the ring, you get the fire extinguisher. Let's say someone grabs your hair up top on the apron, and you just pull out the fire extinguisher and you just spray them in the face. I thought that's what he was gonna do. Okay. Mind you, it's old. It's an old extinguisher. And we decided that both me and Santos Escobar would go out and lure him into his backyard, okay? Because mind you, I still don't know, like, this is my first time I'm in the backyard, okay? Mind you, he's my cousin. I've known him my whole life, okay? Now, then again, he did move frequently. So he moved to a lot of houses. I think he's still staying in this house to this day. I don't know. But he's been in here for pretty much 10 years now. But when we were kids, he was moving a lot. So Santos Escobar and I, we go through the side gate, and we see Christian looking around the street. Now, out of anyone in the group, I feel like Santos Escobar, he gives me that Razor Ramon, Scott Hall vibes, and NWO. I don't know why I couldn't think of it for a second, you know, because he was just a chill guy, you know. He was all right. He wasn't in trouble or anything. He was probably the least to not do anything stupid, I would say. But we go out and we see Christian by Devon's house, who he's not even with us. He's inside. I don't know what he was doing. He knocks on his door, and mind you, it's the farthest house from everyone else. It's probably like 5 houses down. That's how far it was. And we can just see him in the front door talking to Devon. They're probably talking about like, hey, are you around or something? So we're both yelling from Christian's house. that like, yo, like, we're over here, you know, we're in your backyard. And I look at Santos and I'm like, bro, like, why are you telling us we're in his backyard? He's like, bro, just chill, man, like, just chill, you know. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Now, mind you, it's hide and seek infection. If you're found, they still have to tag you. So he sees us, and he's just walking towards us. He doesn't want to run, you know. Out of anyone, he was the, I don't want to say he was the laziest, but he was the one where he just didn't feel like running. He'll make you wait. And I'm talking about like Undertaker entrance wait. And he's walking to us. We both run into the backyard. And we're back inside the mini trailer thing, okay? We go in, freaking, Bubba locks us out. Now we're like, well, great. Like, we see him in the window, like, tapping the glass, like, bro, let us in, let us in. And he's like, no, like, get away, you know, get away, watch. And Christian sees us. He opens the door, lets us in. Closes the door. Mind you, he has the fire extinguisher. He closes the door. Christian comes in, opens it. Hey, I found you guys. I'm gonna get you. Yeet. Nah, he didn't spray. He threw the fire extinguisher at him. Hits him right in his shoulder. And in the process, he falls to the ground. And you could just hear the thud. The thud of the fire extinguisher falling to the ground. And you could just hear the thud on Christian's shoulder and the side of his head. And I thought, oh my gosh, like, bro, he's concussed probably. Christian gets back up. And he's like, bro, where'd you get that fire extinguisher? Homeboy's laughing it off. And I'm like, okay, well, he's laughing. Picks up the fire extinguisher. Goes to my cousin, Bubba. And he starts to spray him with it. And honestly, the extinguisher thing was way too thick. Way too thick. It was like powdery. Okay? Now, I don't know if they expire. But the fact that the whole entire cabin trailer thing was filled with like the smoke and all that. Christian closes the door, locks us in. I'm over here, I'm just like doing this, you know, covering my mouth, closing my eyes, you know, because I don't want to get into my eyes. And he won't let us get out. Now, mind you, Bubba, I don't know what the hell he was thinking. The extinguisher's inside with us now. He's banging on the door, trying to barge out, uses the extinguisher, and hits the door, trying to like budge open. It's not working. Like I said, Christian, he's a little bit of a big dude. So, I don't know what the hell he was thinking. And I just remember, I remember Bubba telling me, bro, desperate calls for desperate measures. And I'm like, what? Gets the extinguisher, smashes the freaking window. Mind you, it's not even his stuff. It's not even my stuff either. I don't even know if this is Christian's. Like, he smashes the window. Homeboy's breaking, like breaking the glass, trying to get out. Whiffs the air out. And I can just hear Christian, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh my gosh, my grandpa's gonna get mad at me. No! And he, obviously, he backs up from the door. My cousin, Bubba, bursts the door open with the fire extinguisher. Sprays it all over Christian's face, mind you. And he kept saying, bro, I just pranked you, man. I just smashed your window. I sprayed you in the face with the extinguisher. I threw it to you. I don't think that was a rib. Okay. Looking back, actually, it wasn't even a rib. I thought that was kind of messed up. But I feel like I'm just going down through memory lane at this point. Times has really changed. It's been pretty much 10 years now. I moved out of that place when I was like 2017. I remember we were moving out. My mom told me when she got off of work. It was November 3rd, 2017 or 2018. But I remember because it was the day Thor Ragnarok came out. And I think it was 2017. I remember because I got off of school and we were going to go straight to the movies to see that movie. We were just waiting for my mom. And I remember she tells me, hey, like, we're moving. I found a new place, you know. And I'm like, what? You know, like, what about the boys? You know. By then, Bubba moved out. Okay. And from that point on, that's when the group started disbanding. The last person there, last time I checked, was Christian and Devon. Santos Escobar moved. I remember. We went to the same high school. Although he was like 1 or 2 grades below me. But I remember I saw him when I was a senior. And I asked him, like, hey, how's the boys? And he's like, oh, bro, I moved out. So, oh, Drew won. I do want to get to a funny story of high school for me. Over time, I became a really good ribber. Okay, and I think it's safe to say, out of everyone and like my family right now, I'm a ribber. Or actually, I kind of want to tell you a work story. Because, hold on a second. Oh, look, you got Devon. Again, this is the most random one. Don't judge, guys. A funny story from my old job. Jose and I, we used to work with each other. Okay. This was at our old job. We worked at this one dining room. This one place, we were servers, but it was in like a gated community, a private community. So everybody living in the area, we would have a dining room. And everybody would eat there almost every day. Some people would go out to eat. But I ribbed Jose for happy hour. We used to do happy hour together, where someone would be in charge of the alcohol, the other one would be in charge of the foods. Now, usually I would be in charge of the foods, and Jose would be in charge of the alcohol. It's actually funny, because he doesn't drink. You know, he's straight edge. You know, because of a CM Punk, because he's straight edge. And it's funny how he has to handle the alcohol, even though he doesn't drink alcohol. So he's kind of like the bartender. Okay. So usually we have entertainment, and by entertainment probably like there's like a guy singing some music, you know, like you're choosing. And I remember because he would come often, at least like once or twice a month. It's every Friday. But he was really popular. Everybody liked him. They always liked him when he returns. So he knows us. Not first names, but we've seen each other. Sometimes, you know, when he's done doing entertainment, he comes by, you know, grabs some food, you know, some drinks like water, you know, because we do have non-alcoholic drinks. We got some water, lemonade, you know, just like that stuff, you know. And so, towards like 15 minutes into happy hour, I go up to the entertainment guy and I tell him, hey, it's Jose's birthday. It's that guy handling the alcohol station, the bar. I don't know. Literally, all we serve is just like a few beers and like a few wines and waters and lemonade. That's literally it. Oh, and margaritas. That was like the big thing. They love margaritas. I'm like, yeah, it's his birthday. Oh, well, cool. Like, well, what's his name? I'm like, oh, his name's Jose, you know? He's like, oh, well, I know just the thing. So he gets his mic and he tells everyone, hey, everybody, you know, I just want to wish Jose happy birthday. You know, and everyone knows us, okay? Everybody knows the servers, you know, they know us. We're pretty cool, okay? We're pretty much over with them. We were like favorites for like a handful. So they know us because we worked there for a few years, and everyone was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like they all singing Jose happy birthday. But the funny part, it wasn't even his birthday. It literally wasn't. It wasn't even his birthday at all. And the fact that like I was there and he sees me with next to the guy, and I could just tell you he's giving me that look like, bro, you did not. He's like, he has a big smile, you know, but he's looking at me like, bro, like dude, are you for real, man? You actually did it. I actually pulled the rib on him. To the point where I had like at least over 100 people in one room singing happy birthday to him, which is not his birthday, mind you. And after happy hour ends, we have to go back into the dining room and serve our tables. Now I have to serve the tables and take the orders. With him, no, he runs out the plates, he brings the food to you, you know? Now, we were short-staffed that night to where he was the only one running out the plates to the tables. And almost all the tables are stopping him and saying happy birthday to him again. So he's getting stopped and he's getting behind. For the entire shift, like the entire 7-hour shift. Hey, thank you, Jose, happy birthday. You know, like, thank you so much for what you're doing for us. We really appreciate you. Gives him the food. Okay, you know, thank you guys, enjoy. Okay, you know, I have this. Here you go, guys. Anything else? No, we're okay, thank you. But Jose, happy birthday. You know, thank you for everything you've done. You know, like, we appreciate you. Okay. Almost every table. At the end of the shift, we're driving home, and he's like, bro, why would you do this to me? Why would you pull this rib to where everyone's telling me happy birthday when you know I'm the only one running out plates? You know how much time I was behind? Let alone he has to do the pickup orders as well. So I thought that was hilarious. Another rib everybody was seeing. Well, I would get, just at this point, it was like a random days. I would just get all the servers and the cooks, and I would just get like the dessert of the day, which is like a cake or something. And I'm like, hey, it's Jose's birthday, let's go sing. Oh, really? So towards the end of the shift, just like on a random Thursday night, we just get people coming in singing happy birthday. And I think I got my boss actually in on this. I'm pretty sure she knows that wasn't even his birthday, but she just wanted to go just cause to see his reaction. But it was hilarious. Yeah, see, he confirms the top 3 moment at work for sure. Yeah. We've dealt with a small little crazy stories from our old jobs. I mean, we don't work there anymore, but it was pretty funny. When he left, because he left first before I did. Everyone was shocked that he left, you know, because he's been there for a minute. Everybody would get us confused. Well, no, they would get me confused with him, and they'd be like, "Oh, you're Jose's brother." But I'm like, "Yeah, I'm his brother." And sometimes they'll call me, "Hey, Jose, can you get this for me, please?" And I like some more ketchup, for example. You know, or hey, can I get some A1 sauce? You know, or hot sauce. But I'm like, yeah, I'll get that. You know. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I thought you were Jose. And I'm like, well, sometimes I'll joke around. And I'm like, well, he's bald. I'm not. He has a beard. I don't. He wears glasses. I don't. So when he was gone for like a minute, everybody kept calling me Jose and thinking that I was him. And I'm like, no, I'm not even him. Air freshener, you better stop. Air freshener, guys. Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, that was pretty funny with work. Ever since then, it was like my job to like always pull a rib on him, but each rib would have to be better than the last. And for the longest, even till this day, I can't pull one off. Yeah, literally, I do have hair on my head, but I just can't top that rib. I literally can't. I've tried countless times. You know, I even told him before. I'm like, hey, let me just bring in the fart spray and just spray it to where you're walking past by, so people think that you farted. But now, like, it's really hard. I really can't top that. I don't know how. I do have. I actually have an idea now. I actually have an idea for a great rib. And I think he's gonna hate me for this. But I'm gonna hold on to this one for a while. Okay? I'm not gonna tell you guys what, but I'll tell you later when the time comes. I wanna spread it out, make sure I don't throw everything out once. But I have an idea. Oh man. Oh man, I'm a genius, y'all. I am a genius. So, man, shout out to you guys for staying here. You know, like I really do appreciate you guys hearing my stories. I know for a fact I have crazier ones. Another time, real quick, another small story. I was playing. It was back at when I was hanging with the boys, with the Karen, the Granny Karen. We were at the Bat Cave, and I remember Christian. He was crashing out one time. I forgot over what, but he would always fight. We'll try to pick a fight with anyone, especially with Bubba. To the point where they were literally like throwing hands, you know, And there's times where some people had to step in, stop them, but it got to the point where it's like it's their quota, where they have to do one at least once a week. So we're like, you know what? Let them have it. Well, there was this one that got so bad to the point where we just stopped, like intervene. And Christian literally was so upset, he started shattering the Batcave's windows. Mind you, it's kind of abandoned, but it's still owned by the crazy dads, But he started destroying the place. I'm talking about shattering the windows. He literally broke a door. The wooden door is like Rampage Jackson. Like, he straight up... It was like WrestleMania 17, the hardcore match, Big Show and Kane, in that one spot where they went through the wall. And like, it was an old door, to be fair, and it was like a cheap door. But the fact that it was like those thick cardboard doors, and the kid literally punched a hole, kicked it, and like, it honestly looked like the commissioner office back in the, I think it was 2000 or 99, with, it was either Shawn Michaels or Mick Foley, I don't remember, or Mankind, where it was like half of the door, there's two doors, but you can open one. Oh, actually no, a better one. WrestleMania, I think it was WrestleMania 18. It was the hardcore match. It was a Mighty Molly. She's walking out with the title, and Christian slams the door in her face. But it was the upper half. It was that. Which, a fun fact, they had to do that thing twice. They had to do that spot twice, which was pretty funny looking back at it. I forgot why, but it was those type of doors where you can open the top and the bottom one separate. That's how the door looked like when Christian broke it. It literally looked like that. But he literally crashed out and started trashing the place, to the point where, again, he not only did that, he tried smashing the toilet, which I don't know why. But yeah, he was just crashing out. That was a funny little story right there. Sometimes he was just overly dramatic, but it was funny. So real quick, there is this one story I want to tell you guys. I was in school, okay? I was in 6th grade. Now, from my middle school days to my freshman year of high school, I used to be in a charter school, okay? And Bubba as well, he went to the same charter school as I did. Since we were living with each other at the time, we both went to the same school. And oh wow, I didn't realize I'm controlling Devon. Man, my bad. So, sorry, I got sidetracked again. In school, from 6th grade to freshman year, I had my own clique. Okay? Now, it was literally like our own clique. Like, Sean, Hunter, X-Pac, what's X-Pac in it? Scott Hall. Was Scott Hall in it as well, or Razor? I know Kevin Nash was in it. I don't know. But anyways, they were a bad influence looking back at the time. But we went on a school field trip. Oh, Sami Zayn won. We went on a school field trip to this one college museum. It was like an art museum, and then we went to like a historic museum. Now, I think Jose knows this story. No, I think he knows where I'm going with, because he knows the story. I'm pretty sure I talked about this on his channel way before, like when he first started it, when we were talking about sports, or even then, like it was like since the beginning of this thing. We're just gonna restart the match. So
this is an absolutely incredible scene here. This matchup brings total annihilation and
I'm gonna call my best friend at the time. Okay, we're gonna call him. Trying to think of a name, because again, I don't want to dox him. But we'll call my best friend at the time. Let's go with Dean Ambrose. Okay. Actually, no, Seth Rollins. We'll call him Seth Rollins. Okay. So that was my best friend at the time, Seth Rollins. Now, we had another friend of ours. We're gonna call him Quagmire, because he loved Family Guy. He loved Family Guy to death. Mind you, we're in 6th grade growing up. I couldn't really watch those shows like Family Guy, you know, American Dad, you know. But then again, I'm over here watching that 70s show, King of the Hill. Which that 70s show is a great show, by the way. But I call him Quagmire because he always says the whole giggity thing. And he just loved Family Guy. Now, we have another friend, okay? We're going to call him... We're going to call him Tim Duncan, okay? Now, Tim Duncan, he was the class clown. Everybody loved him. Everybody did, okay? And he was also pretty much the player of the group as well. Everybody got along with him. So, we all went to the school field trip, okay? And mind you, our group, we were in school. I'm not talking about just our grade. I'm talking about like the whole middle school part of the school. They know us, okay? From 6th, 7th, and 8th, everybody knew us. Everybody knew we had a reputation. Especially freshman year, we had a... Oh man, it was crazy times, man. Crazy times. But when we went to this field trip, mind you, we're kids, we're teenagers. We went to the art museum. They have sculptures, and there's some, you know, sculptures that we're seeing, we're giggling about and whatnot, right? Now there was this one kid, okay? We're gonna call him Nathan Jones. Actually, no. We're gonna call him Kurt Angle. Okay. Now, the reason why we call him Kurt Angle, he's kind of like a Boy Scout. You know, he was the teacher's pet. Okay, and I think Jose knows what I'm talking about in this story. We're calling him Kurt Angle. A young Kurt Angle, I would say. And he didn't like us. Like, I can tell you that straightforward. He didn't like Quagmire at all. Nor Tim Duncan. Okay? So, we're in the back of the group, I would say. Because we're in the back of the class. We're all traveling as a class, and we're in the back, we're giggling or whatever, we're saying some stuff, you know, messing around. Now it gets to the point where we get to split into groups and, you know, go around the area, you know, go around the museum and whatnot. And we have a time limit to where, okay, we have 30 minutes I'm just throwing that for example. 30 minutes, and then we're gonna go to lunch. Everybody gets back. We'll go out to lunch, you know, and whatnot. Okay. We're doing our thing, and we see Kurt Angle with his group that he's paired up with. Okay. And we're just talking, messing around, and whatnot, and Kurt comes up to us, and he's like, "Do you guys know what this is?" You know, we're like, "Yeah, you know, it's this, whatever, whatever." Right? We're trying to sound, we're smart, whatever. We're just trying to annoy him, okay? With me, I'm just in the back, you know, doing my thing. I just like seeing the interaction between him and Quagmire because it's hilarious. There's always something going on with them, okay? And Quagmire knows that Kurt Angle doesn't like him, so on purpose he tries to annoy him, okay? And oh, dude, love wins. That's okay. We head to lunch. We're about to eat and whatnot, right? And Quagmire, he is. When I say I'm the Ribber, I learned my stuff from him. Okay, I got my ideas from him. He taught me how to be a Ribber to this day. He would pull pranks. Okay. So over the years, I've always talked about a fart spray story, and I have multiple actually. Okay, usually the fart sprays are the most disgusting. Well, I mainly bought my fart spray. I bought my very own because of him. Okay. So he didn't bring a fart spray for the story. Okay. But what I do remember, it was a bathroom story. Okay. What the heck is this?
The following contest is the Royal Rumble match. Now,
When we were done on break, when we're done with our lunch, we went back into the museum, and they only had two bathrooms. It was boys and girls, but it was only one stall only for the boys. Okay. So, you know, it's the whole grade. There's a line. Okay, so all the boys were all lined up trying to go to the restroom, and Kurt Angle is in front of us. Okay. So, RVD. So it turns out he has some type of I think it was lactose. I don't remember. But I just remember his stomach is sensitive. Okay? Because he would always tell everyone, "Hey, you know, I can't eat this. My stomach is really sensitive," or whatever. Okay? And it must suck. Okay? You know, it must be hard. Okay? Well, he's in front of us, and he has to go. And I know he has to go because we're laughing, we're giggling, and it just starts to smell. We're like, "Bro, did you let one rip?" You know? Or we were talking to Tim Duncan, I'm like, "Hey, bro, did you let one rip?" He's like, "Nah, man, it's Kurt Angle. I think it's Kurt Angle." So we look at Kurt Angle, and he's sweating. His legs are crossed, you know, him standing up. He's like fidgeting a little bit. And we're like, "Oh man, bro, gotta go. Bro, gotta go." So Quagmire thought it'd be funny to try to make him to corpse and laugh. And he's like, "Hey, like, whoa, sorry, it's not strong." He's poking fun. Not poking fun. He's trying to make him to break character and joke. Trying to make him laugh, whatnot. And I could just hear him. I remember he just kept saying, "Bro, relax, relax, relax. Why are you sweating, bro?" You know? And next thing, it's his turn. Kurt Angle goes in there, and he's there for like a while. 5 minutes, I would say. Comes back out. The room smells. The room smells. Freshener, leave me alone. How funny is it? The air freshener goes off when I say it smells. So, Tim Duncan goes in next. Opens the door. And the man was literally in awe. He was he was like, bro, how can you take this big of a dump? You know, I'm just paraphrasing because, you know, he said some things. But I just remember it just smelled so bad. And the teacher, she walks in. What's going on? Why are you guys loud? And he's pointing the bathroom. Miss Teacher, go in there and let me know what you think. You know? She's like, Tim Duncan, it can't be that bad. She opens it. Comes back out. Oh my goodness. Kurt Angle. What did you do? It smells. You know, she was a little bit of an older woman. And she has like a little bit of a southern accent. So, she's over here. Are you okay? Like, it smells everywhere. Like, are you okay? That's all she kept saying. Where are you, Kurt Angle? Are you okay? And I'm like, bro, like, what happened? He tells me, bro, just go in there, look. Go in there, look. I go in there. I felt so bad for Kurt Angle. Because he didn't make it. He didn't make it. I literally saw. Dang, Eddie's at 5? I literally saw another man's poo-poo. And by God, it smelled. You know, when I walked in there, it was like
Damn!
that was my reaction. Ron Simmons, damn, you know. He somehow managed to get some on one part of the wall. It just stank. It stank. And for the rest of the day, I think he pulled a. Did CM Punk poop himself? I don't remember. But I just remembered. I believe Kurt Angle pooped himself, and then he didn't make it. It was just. It's so stuck in my nose, man. Like, I just remember it. Wow. What do you guys think so far, man? Look, imagine you're on a field trip. You know, and the thing is, you know the kid too. You went to school with him. He's your classmate. You know? For the rest of the year, we knew him for pooping in the bathroom and missing. Another story of mine. Oh no, what's up? Kurt Angle was the name of the guy in my class. That's his nickname, okay? Where the teacher was like, Kurt Angle. But I'm pretty sure you know who I'm talking about as well. Real quick. This Sunday, I am not going to be live. It is the Super Bowl. I'm more likely am going to watch it. I know I said before I'm not going to watch it because it's the Chiefs and the Eagles, the teams I don't like. But it's still football. I'm going to watch it last game of the season. And then there's no football until September. So, yeah. I'm gonna call it a close in a little bit, guys. I'm gonna leave in a bit, probably after the Rumble match. But until then, I'll share like a few more stories in high school. So one time in high school, I was a senior. No, I was a freshman. And I just remember how, again, I'm back with the boys, with my clique at the time. I haven't talked to them since I left freshman year. Since I moved, actually. Yeah, okay. It's a good thing you remember that one. No, but in all honesty, though, when I was hey, Shiki. When I was a freshman, there was this one girl who her mom was a teacher, I believe, but she was just annoying. She was so annoying. She was just seeking for attention, and she was pretty much basically, this is gonna be some good story time with her. She was a hot Cheeto girl, okay? Now, if you don't know the term a hot Cheeto girl, she is the ones to where they always eat a bag of hot Cheetos in school, or their fingers are always covered in Cheeto dust. And I'm not gonna be mad, man. I do like me some Cheetos, but she was always the one that's always loud, obnoxious, seeking for attention, and she wants to be the center of attention, and she's being so noisy. Everybody doesn't like her, you know. So I remember I'm in biology class. I'm sitting in the front, okay, and it's science. It's the science class too, where they have like those science desks where it's like 3 people can sit in the tables, the science tables. So I remember I'm sitting in the middle of the classroom in the front row, because there's 3 rows. I'm sitting in the front row, in the middle, the second row. I'm in the front of the classroom, in the front of the board. Teacher's teaching, you know, she was cool. I like biology. I like science, okay? Especially when it comes to space stuff, okay? Now, the girl, we're gonna call her Natalia, okay? So Natalia, she, again, was a hot Cheeto girl. She sat next to me. I was sitting off into the left side of the table. She was in the middle, and there was another person on the right side. I don't know who it is. They don't matter in the story. So I'm doing my work or whatever, right? And she just won't, like, she keeps on talking and yapping or whatever. And I'm like, hey, like, can you stop? You know, the teacher's right there teaching, you know? I'm actually trying to learn. You know, like, I'm actually invested in this class. This is one of the very few classes I actually enjoy, you know? And she's poking me, like, poking fun at me, you know, like saying, like, why do you like this class? I'm like, shut up, you know? I straight up told her, shut up and all that. And Tim Duncan, he's a few tables down, okay, like behind me. And I could just feel him, like, looking at me. Like, I could just sense it. He's looking at my table. And I get a text. Okay? Now, mind you, the teacher's up front. I can't be on my phone. You know, she's right there. So, she leaves, goes to the back of the classroom. She's doing her work, right? She goes to her desk. The teacher goes to her desk. Look at my phone. You know, my friend, Tim Duncan. I almost said his name. I almost said his actual name. He's like, bro, is she bothering me? I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm trying to, like, do work. He's like, don't worry, bro, I got you. So I replied back, what are you gonna do now? He's like, just wait. He walks up to the classroom, goes over, passes my table, gets her stuff, and just, like, swipes it off on the table. Natalia, really? Are you for real? And I burst out laughing. Okay? Tim Duncan, he went to get up to get tissues to blow his nose. Okay? I'm laughing. I'm like, bro, like, that's what you get. So, back then, I was a skinny kid. I didn't weight that much. I was really thin. Okay. And I was light, and I believe she was a cheerleader. I don't remember. But she was so annoying. And she literally, I kid you not, she pushed me off my chair. And I fell off, you know. And it's not carpet, it's actually like a floor. And the teacher, guys, I need you to leave my classroom right now. I can't take it with you guys. And I'm like, what? Like, I didn't do nothing though. And mind you, Tim Duncan, he's laughing the fact that I'm getting kicked out for something that I didn't even do. And I'm telling my teacher, I'm like, I didn't do nothing at all though. I'm trying to do my work. Natalia's over here, she won't shut up. You know, like I would straight up say that back when I was in school. Back when I was a freshman. I mean, she wouldn't shut up. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, let her keep doing that? Like, I didn't do anything. Why are you gonna kick me out? Like, why are you saying screw me for? You know? So she's like, that's it. I can't. You guys are going to the principal's office right now. I'm calling them right now. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, Miss Teacher, really? Like, after, like, with the stuff that I do in your class, you know I like this class. You know, like, why would you do me dirty? You know? Like, you know I stay after school to learn, to actually tutor and learn in this class. And so she kicks us out. We're going to the front office, to the principal's office. And Natalia's over telling me, okay, this is what's going to happen. You're going to tell them that you slipped and fell. And I'm just like, huh? I'm like, are you freaking stupid? They're not going to believe that story. Like, oh my gosh, like, you sound so stupid. No one's ever going to believe you. They're obviously going to know something's up, okay? I'm just going to tell them what actually happened. No, don't do that. If you're actually going to tell them, I'm going to get kicked off the cheerleading team. I'm like, who cares about the cheerleading team? Like, nobody goes to the football games, basketball games. No one goes. Our team sucks. Literally, I know because I was on the freshman team for basketball. And I actually had to leave. I actually quit that team. We were just so bad. I think we only won like 3 to 4 games that season. We missed the playoffs to the point where we were so garbage. They were giving away the jerseys, and they were gonna get new ones for next year because they wanted to revamp and start over for the team and start fresh. To the point where they were giving away the jerseys. I asked my jersey back. They said no, and I'm like, I was on the team. I can't have my jersey back? No, because you quit. And I'm like, yeah, because we sucked. The coaching was terrible, man. So I go to I tell her, hey, you go first into the principal's office, okay? It's like 3 to 5 minutes. She gets out. Principal tells me to come in. Go in there. You guys ever seen Transformers 1 where Anthony Anderson, he's eating the donuts in that one scene, in the interrogation room scene. He's eating donuts. The CIA, you know, or the FBI, they get the folder, they throw it to the table, and he's like, hey bro, she did it, she's the one. Dude, honestly, I ratted her out. I didn't care. I'm trying to graduate. I'm not graduate, I'm trying to pass my classes. Okay? So I tell the principal, I'm like, hey, I just want to let you know, whatever she said, I know she's lying. Okay? So I tell the teacher, or the principal, I'm like, this is what happened. Tim Duncan, he actually slid her stuff off to the table, and I was laughing, you know, because she kept annoying me. You know, I thought of karma. So she just pushed me off in frustration. You know, I'm like, hey, me being like really light, I fell. She pushed me. And they're like, well, given to your friend group, we know how Tim Duncan and Quagmire are. I'll tell you what. I'll leave off with a warning. Okay? Now, if you do this again, you'll get in-school suspension. Okay? Because, like I said, our group is notoriously known in the school. So come by lunch. Apparently word got out. I don't know how word got out. that I ratted her out. But then again, I'm like, oh, well, she probably told her mom, who's the teacher, and the teacher asked the principal. The principal probably told her what happened. So now, the Natalia and her clique are trying to beef with me that I got her in trouble. And I'm like, dude, like, who cares? It's just cheer. Like, whatever, you know? Like, mind you, I'm a kid. I'm a teenager. I didn't care. I'm like, dude, like, cheerleading, it's not a sport. You know? And the moment I said that, they all got really, really upset. They're like, no, you did not just say that. Mind you, they're Hot Cheeto girls. One of them literally has a Hot Cheeto bag. You did not just say that. How dare you say that about cheerleading? I'm like, are there any legends in cheer that you can think of? Are there any teams or whatever that are really popular? Is it in the Olympics? Because last time I checked, basketball is. Okay? Dream team, baby! So, the boys, the clique and I, we're telling like, hey, like, why are you getting mad at us? I'm telling the truth. You know? Like, what the hell do you want me to do? I'm telling the truth. You know, she's over here being stupid, trying to push me off. Again, being the center of the attention as she is. And I'm just like, can you guys just shut up? I just want to play basketball. It's lunch, for crying out loud. Like, that's all I want to do. Quagmire's over here cussing out Natalia, telling her to stop, quit it, like, just shut up. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about cheer, you know. And he was ranting. He was pulling a shoe. He was like Jim Cornette talking about Vince Russo. He was just, I don't know what happened that day, but he was just pissed. And I remember the vice principal had to come in and step in, like, what's going on in the situation. Now her, being the daughter of the teacher, explaining, well, this is what happened. They're calling us out, calling us names, and all that. And with me, I'm keeping my mouth shut. I'm waiting. I'm just gonna let her talk, and then I'll explain myself. But then you got Quagmire over here saying, nah, that's not what happened. This is what happened. Telling the vice principal, this is what happened, all that, yada, yada, yada. And then I'm like, dude, just grab Tim Duncan. He'll tell you what happened. Okay? So Tim Duncan explains, well, this is what happened in biology class. I did this, you know, because she was being obnoxious towards me. And I just wanted to help San Fran out, you know. So I just did that. And yeah, she got upset because he was laughing. So she pushed him. They got sent to the front office from the teacher. But yeah, like, honestly, Jared shouldn't be the one in trouble. It should be me. And I'm like, oh wow, thanks Tim Duncan. Like, I do appreciate that, you know. And him again, being the class clown and everybody loves him. He was like, okay, Tim Duncan, I believe you. So he looks back at Natalia. You need to stop acting like you run this place. And he straight up said, I get it. Your mom is a teacher, but she's not the principal. And I'm like, damn, that's a bar. That's a bar. Now here's the thing though. The school, it's uptight. Almost everybody in there has family in it. The principal has 3 daughters, and they all go to the same school. Or they all go to the same school we're all in as of right now. Well, at the time. One of them was a grade above us. The second daughter was in our grade, and the third one was in like my little sister's grade, but whatever, right? Now, Jose knows for a fact, like, he never liked that school. He never went to that school, but he never liked that school. He never liked the principal as well, because honestly, it felt like WWE in terms of like Vince's booking, to where he's only pushing like his favorites. So where like the principal daughters, they would get away with everything. Everything, they would get away with it, and it wasn't even funny. It was just so unfair. I remember this one time when, again, this was in freshman year. Okay. we were on a field trip, and something happened. Okay, I forgot what. But apparently, like, something went down that the. Actually, I don't even know if I can say this on YouTube. Well, no, okay. I lied. So pretty much what happened was Quagmire had a thing for the principal's daughter, okay? And I told them, I'm like, hey, bro, like, you're crazy, you know? It's like saying Triple H trying to be with Stephanie. I'm like, bro, like, you gotta be careful, because everybody doesn't like you, you know? You're notoriously known for being, like, the craziest river and being, like, the most hated guy. It's crazy, because you got the most hated guy in the school, and then you got the most coolest guy in the school. And they're all friends, okay? Meanwhile, you got Seth Rollins. He's just there. And with me, I'm just there, you know? I was the last one to join the group. But, yeah. So we all warned him, like, hey, bro, you gotta be careful, you know? So he flat out told, he, like, confessed or whatever to the principal's daughter. And she was like, no, like, that's disgusting, like, a little gross, you know? And she got, like, she exposed him that, like, he pretty much, like, confessed. But she tried to embarrass him and try to say how, like, he was really disgusting and he was just a creep or whatever, right? And I know my homie at the time, you know, because I haven't spoken to him in years. I know he's not like that. So we tried to defend him, like, yo, like, that's not true, you know? And because we were on a field trip, we went to, like, some university. But, yeah, since, like, word got out at the university, we had to, like, we all traveled on one bus. And when we went back into, like, the next few days, everybody was just looking at Quagmire and just talking smack about him. Because apparently, like, when she pretty much rejected him, he got mad. He got mad that he was gonna, like, jump her and the principal. But I'm like, dude, like, are you sure? Like, no one's gonna buy that. But, yeah, he got suspended a lot of times. I'm surprised he wasn't expelled. But, yeah, no, he was falsely suspended one time. Which was stupid. So that's a whole different story. I remember we went to Six Flags for 8th grade promotion field trip. We had to travel by a charter bus. Almost as if it was like the DX Express. Which it was nice in there. They had some recliners, they had some outlets. Comfy chairs. It was cold though. I remember because my mom told me to take a blanket. I'm like, nah, it's not gonna be cold. And I was cold. We were driving overnight. We went to Six Flags when they opened. We went when they closed. Okay? I remember because the homeboy, Tim Duncan, legit blew over $300 on Six Flags. I've only been there once, and it was during, like, the carnival games or, like, the basketball shootout games. He literally went and wasted $300 worth of games instead of actually buying, like, souvenirs and stuff, to the point where he was literally asking me for money. And I'm like, no, bro, I'm not gonna give you money. It's like, yeah, bro, but, like, come on, man, like, I'm cool for you. I invited you to my birthday party. I'm like, yeah, I know, but it's like, bro, that's my money. My mom actually gave me that money, you know, and whatever I don't spend, I'm gonna give it back to her and be a good son, you know? I remember to the point where he was literally bribing other students or classmates for money. That was funny. To the point where, I don't know how, but he had one of the teachers give him $50 for basketball because he wanted to get this one jersey. It was like the basketball shootout, like a 3-point shootout game. If you guys been to Six Flags in California, I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm talking about. But he was always stuck on the last one, the last crate. He just couldn't make the shots, and he would get so visibly frustrated. Man, I wonder how he's doing actually. Tim Duncan, man, he was cool. Last time I saw him at Walmart one time, but that was like 2019. Last time I saw him was like 2017. But yeah, that's about it. Oh, Devon won, yeah. I know I have more school stories, but originally I just want to talk about how the Granny Karen was. Granny Karen, oh wow. 5-star match. Back to Granny Karen. I wonder how she's doing. You know, I wonder how the grandkids are. They're probably like, let's see, 5. Oh, that was 26. No, 5, 6. No. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's a 9. No, yeah, 9. Wow, so that kid, he's like a teenager now. He's probably like 14. That's crazy. Can I like... Nah, I'll do it later. I'm pretty sure there was one more story. Because I remember heading into the stream, I had like some jot points of like what stories I want to tell. I went through the ones I already discussed about, but I think I got them all. I know I already want them all. You know, I mean, we've only been streaming for like how long now? Like 2 hours? Oh wow, like 2:30. All right, well, I'm gonna go, guys. I'll let you guys know in the community post on when I'll be live again. I do enjoy the 2K series that we're doing. And I think it's safe to say that, like, to announce, I will be more likely pre-ordering 2K25. I don't know if I would get the whole 7-day like early access thing, because I like collecting physical games than digital, if that makes sense. I have a whole collection of just games I've collected with the discs. Last time I checked, I have like over 80 PS2 games. And that's just PS2, because I have PS1, 2. I got 1 through 5. Okay? The least is probably the PS1 games. I have original Xbox, I got 360s, I got some ones, and of course the Series X. Nintendo, I got like 2 or like 1 NES game. I got like 2 SNES. I got a good amount of N64, GameCubes, and the Switch. I don't have a Wii. I do have a Dreamcast. Yeah, I know, right? Like, some of you guys probably don't know what a Dreamcast is. You know, Sega Dreamcast. I will give you a sneak peek on my next project, or not next project, but something that I'm passionate about is VR gaming, because I was fortunate enough to be gifted a PS VR 2 headset, and I played Resident Evil on there, and it gave me the idea, like, what if I just stream some VR games? Now it's still in the works. I have to figure that out. You know, some games like VR Among Us would be pretty fun, but we'll have to wait and see. As of right now, I'm just getting myself ready, situated, and getting ready for the next WWE 2K game. I will be streaming that game when it comes out. And yeah, we'll go from there, guys. So, huge shout out to my brother as well for popping in. Yeah. So, I'll see you guys for Jose's viewers. You know, I'll see you guys on his stream. The next time he streams, I think it's either Wednesday or Thursday for sure. Thursday, I know he will be streaming. But yeah, I'll see you guys there. More likely in the chat, because I will be working for the rest of the week. And yeah, I hope you enjoy these stories. You know, I do like saying some stories, some story time. But yeah, we'll end on a good note. So, my moral of the story, guys, is don't look like a fool, I guess. But at the same time, enjoy the moments you have, because you never know. And by I mean no, I don't know. Maybe I'm just saying some stuff, maybe I'm not. But like I said, I guess we'll never know. The only thing I do know is that I will rib my brother. But you guys are gonna have to wait and see. Now this one, I gotta get very creative. Until next time. So, deuces. Yeet.